namely the mod wizard and I'm also being guested by our awesome developer Strange that developed the mod wizard. Hello Strange, how are you today?
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, I love having you guys here. We're gonna dive right into the mod wizard. Do you want to give us some background on the mod wizard before we start?
Yeah, so we have a couple of content creators who have been producing really good loadout definitions for us. And a loadout definition, I'll try to give like a high level overview, is a kind of a blueprint to mod a squad or your entire roster, but for a specific squad is kind of how we envisioned it being used. And you can think of a team like the Imperial Troopers as a great example, right? You want a very specific turn order in that Imperial Trooper team to keep your turn meter train going. You want certain mod sets on certain characters, you want certain speeds of other characters. And once you have this definition, that kind of tells you how to mod your squad. And Fatal has been creating a lot of great ones for squads, but I think Playground is a little overwhelming for some users. This is like too much. There's too many buttons, too many tabs. It's just hard to want to get into. And Mod Wizard was, can we create a tool that's kind of a step-by-step, pretty easy thing that would allow people to get better mods, pretty good mods, maybe not perfect, but pretty good mods onto their account without having to know Playground really, really good. And that's the intention. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it gets you a decent amount of the way there.
It's kind of like the Playground easy mode.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple of different ways or reasons you might want to use it, and we can kind of go through those. But one of them would be like a quick full roster remod, and then another one might be if a certain event is coming up and you want to throw your best mods on a squad. Like let's say you have a assault battle for Night Sisters, and you just want to put your best mods on your Night Sisters, and then be able to revert back to your normal mod set. Mod Wizard is a good way to do that, especially if you don't want to you trust the automation. You're like, okay, this is going to be good enough for what I'm doing. So we can talk about those different scenarios.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like a great idea.
And you want to just walk through it? You want to do one for you?
Yeah, sure. Talk me through it. Show me what to do.
So let's go ahead and just do like a full roster remod, quick and easy. Yeah, let's look the first one. So 5v5, and you click next, and then you don't have to do anything here, but you can select a base. And what a base will do is it'll have preferences or advanced settings.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you created one of these. I know most users. There should be one that I created called Strange's Meta, and I think that's a public one. Yeah. And it has, what it'll do is it'll guide your roster towards certain sets and primaries for characters. So that's a good one to pick. You can leave it blank, and it's just going to do automation based on stat weighting. But that's a decent one. Strange's Meta is a decent one. I think hopefully we'll have some other people start to publish global ones as we, get the libraries filled up a little bit more. But I want to keep this really simple, so we're not going to add specific squad templates yet. So just go ahead and click next.
Yeah, sure thing, King's
on the right hand side.
I'm gonna zoom it in. There we go. Can you see better now?
So click next.
Yeah, going to the next one.
And then go ahead and start automation.
Yeah.
And this is going to run through.
And this does basically the same thing that the Playground does, but it just sets it up for you.
Yeah, it's just real basic. Playground is going to let you play with, move your priority order around. It'll let you tweak settings. It'll let you do a lot of advanced stuff. But,
yeah,
I think one of the things we found is that some users They don't want to learn it. They want a tool that'll get them, hey, get 75% of the way. That's good enough. I don't want to have to learn playground because there's so many different options.
Yeah.
So we were trying to keep it. It's not one button, but it's a short number of buttons. And then you can click View Result Summary if you want. And here is where you can kind of view how your characters got modded. You can click on an individual one in this basic view, and then it's that's what it's assigning him.
Yeah.
You can also hit, if you're in desktop mode, you can hit the advanced button up there next to basic. And this is similar to playground. So you can kind of scroll through and see, okay, this is how it remodded my roster.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at keeping your roster modded and up to date. So you might actually not see, great improvements, but for a lot of people, they're going to get pretty decent ones.
Yeah, definitely.
If you scroll up to the top, you can mess with the settings. I don't know if a lot of players want to get into these options. I would say no. I would say just, if you're doing the basic and you want a quick and dirty remod, you can just leave it like this. Go ahead and click OK. We'll kind of go through this a couple different times with different scenarios, but this is your quickest one, right? So you can, clap that, click next. And now you have the option of, do you want to create a backup loadout? So that's, what is currently in game. So every time you use Wizard, it will give you the option to create a backup loadout. So under that scenario where you just want to mod 5 characters to do an assault battle, you're going to get this prompt. You can uncheck it if you want to, or you can leave it checked. And then you can give the loadout a name. And you can also choose whether you want to push the game or not. So I'm going to say for you, let's not push the game, but we'll leave those two. And I do have that. You have to click. I reviewed the warning.
The confirm thing. That's good.
Click that, and then you can hit generate.
We're just gonna answer a quick question that came up. In the basic view here, the green backgrounds. What are those for?
So these are when the unit has restrictions that have been met. I think for Luke, he probably has like that restriction.
These are my own, so I think the default ones.
Your personal ones. Yeah.
So the green background, basically, that means that they have required stat targets that have been met.
Yeah.
It's the same.
And then if they had a red background, it would be, they're missing a stat target.
And you can see it here on the stats as well. The green and the red bars are gonna show up. It's like this basic playground, if you're familiar with that, but it shows you if they've met targets or not.
I think you probably set default for your characters.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that sound okay? So that's why your defaults are showing up here. I think if a normal user were to use this, and they were to use Strange as meta, you wouldn't have those specific stat targets.
Yeah, exactly.
It would just use the Strange as meta target. But yeah, the green is good. It hits things, and when we do a couple others, we'll do like a cam loadout after this, and then you can hit generate. Hopefully it doesn't crash, but it's going to create your baseline one.
Yeah. I never managed to reproduce the crash that I got the other day when trying it out, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it kind of tells you, okay, you had a loadout complete. So now you've done this, now you want to go to mods, and why don't you go to loadouts, and we'll kind of show you like what got created. I think it's...
Does it get its own category? Oh, there's one called baseline. Oh, the backup.
Yeah, so that's the backup that it created. Ooh, unit count 23. That doesn't look right.
That seems sketchy.
Yeah.
Sort of my date, we should get the last one. Yeah, there we go. That is 177 at least.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to look at why your unit count on your baseline from Wizard is only 23. That doesn't look great.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah, click on edit. I wonder what the units are. Weird 23. Okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah, I would be so happy if that happened. Well, at least my Dark Trooper got to keep his mods.
Yeah. I'll just up my fix quickly, but the intention is to create a baseline for you.
Yeah, definitely.
For that, and then you can put the new one to the game.
Yeah.
So let's do a cam one. See if we can get that working.
Yeah.
So let's do LSTD. And click next. And then let's click add squad. So here we're going to add a specific squad.
Oh yeah.
And you can either find a squad that has a loadout definition below, or you can start adding units here. So why don't you do shock T? Just type in the add units, you'll do shock T, and see how it starts to filter.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you have a bunch of different loadout definitions that various people have created.
Yeah.
For cam. I know the 50 stars of cam have given us a couple. I've created mine. We can just pick one of those. What do we pick?
That one.
Yeah, okay. Let's pick that. And then go ahead and click next. Actually, if you go previous, I'll show you one thing real quick. And then if there are multiple loadouts that match that squad definition there, you'll get a drop down so you can select the
this one?
Leave that as no base. See underneath the 5 units.
Oh, there.
Click on that, and then those are all the loadouts that match those 5 units.
Yeah.
So you can change it if you want to, but we'll stick with the 50 stars of cam. And then click next.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Next one.
And then let's do it for yourself, and then we can do it for an ally afterwards. But we'll do it for yourself first, and then start automation.
So this workflow is pretty much the same thing for whatever you do. Like you choose what you want to do first in the categories, and then you add the squad or the definition that you want to use, and then you start the automation.
And
yeah, it's pretty common mode. Oh, sorry, Strange, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm one of the TW officers, or TB officers in my guild. So creating cam loadouts is something that I used to do a lot, and this is nice because I can just I can go in and type in an ally code, and it'll produce a cam loadout for them pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with saying that this is not a serious suggestion, but you could have do it for yourself, do it for an ally, or do it for your entire guild button.
Oh,
just do it for all of them one by one, so you don't have to do it manually.
Yeah. So there you're getting the yellow. The yellows are when you meet all the required, but there are some desired ones that you don't meet.
Yeah.
So they are shocked he meets all the requirements, but he would have liked to have a crit avoid arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't able to beat that, and then you don't have any reds, so everything looks good. It looks like you have the turn order down. Yeah. Maybe some other things that aren't quite there. And now you can go next. Is it perfect? No, you can probably get better if you go into the game and hand do the mods, but it's usually pretty good, especially if you want just a quick modding.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one I would call it, you give it a new name, you give it something like cam loadout or whatever. But let's go ahead and do previous. You don't have to generate it. I think we showed it in the previous one. What I want to do is I want to do it for an ally. So let me create let me give you my ally code, and then we can do it on my account. And I'm going to just DM this to you.
There we go. We do this so many times, so I should probably know your ally code by now. I just remember there's a lot of 8s in it every time I see it.
That was the hardest one when there were 3 in a row. You're like, is it 2, 3, is it 4?
And then go next.
And then start automation.
Yeah, so these are my results that are still here cached from the earlier, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot faster for you. That's a bad omen for me. My mod sucks.
Oh yeah. So now this is for me.
Yeah.
Looks like I didn't get the physical damage on 5, but I was able to get. If you click on advanced, you'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I guess I had the crit avoid to hit the targets that were needed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so now if you go to the next screen,
yeah, we get
because
the image.
this isn't my account, this isn't your account, this is someone else's account. Instead of creating a loadout, it's going to create a image. So you can hit generate on here, and you get that link. So you click that link.
Then we get the image.
And now this is the image, and if you kind of zoom in on like some of the mods here, it kind of shows you where the mods are coming from.
Yeah.
So you can share this with a guildmate and say like, hey, this is how you should mod for camp. And that's what a lot of people have been doing to get their kind of improve their camp stars. Is they'll run this for a guildmate, and then they'll send them the image, and then they'll say, okay, spend the next 2 hours like creating these loadouts in game. But if they have HotUtils, it would be much better, but not everybody has HotUtils yet.
Yeah,
but this is, you can share this with them.
Yeah, it looks really great.
Yeah, and let's do one more thing. Let's do a full mod for like why don't you go move out of this screen and then come back. Let's start a fresh session. So go to like loadouts and then come back. And what I want to do is we want to let's say we're going into phase 1 of LSTB and we have 4 or 5 people. The first thing, hit the drop down for add my pre-existing squads. Okay, awesome. So you've already created squads probably in your squad editor, right?
Yeah.
And let's go back to that. Let's show people what that looks like, because this will help a lot. This is your squad editor, and I think we've got Creator on. He's done great work with this, and you can define squads for yourself. Exactly. And let's just go ahead and click Add Squad. And you've created like all the squads, and like you can give it a title here. And one of the things you did is, you give it a title, you give it a category. If you give it the category of like LSTB, right? Then Wizard will know, okay, this is an LSTB squad, and it'll make when you use Wizard a little easier. And you add the 4 or 5 units, right? So this is what you did, but you're kind of showing people right now how you build these squads. So if you really want Wizard to be as easy as possible, you will go determine like these are the 5 squads, or these are the 4 squads I want to use for LSTB, and you'll create them in your squad, in this squad component, and then you'll go into Wizard, and Wizard will be a lot easier to use because your squads will already have been built. So you can go back to Wizard now.
So that's the squad that I just created, just to show everyone the Mon Mothma squad with the characters that I wanted. It will show the gear levels that I have them in game and the speeds and stuff like that. So then we can just hop on over to the Wizard. Yeah,
and then select mod for LSTB.
Yeah.
And now we're going to find that squad that you just created and do...
Yeah, the one called Mon Mothma. Yeah.
Cool. And now, if there is a matching loadout definition, it will show there in the dropdown. So Fatal actually has created a couple different loadout definitions that match those 5 characters.
Yeah.
And if you want to go with his definition, which will have what the stats are, what the turn orders are, what the it'll have some specifics, you actually get better results. And let's add a couple more squads. Maybe you have a CLS squad.
Yeah, it's wrong button.
Oh, you can hit the drop down, right? Okay, and it looks like he created loadout definition for that. That's one thing, though, that your CLS squad, it looks like you were using Mon Mothma.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And you get a little red box because Mon Mothma was used up above. So do you have like a CLS squad with 3PO, or do you use 3PO?
I think we can check.
Okay. Got your Terra.
We could just add the JKL squad instead. I don't want to.
Well, I do want to show, like, let's say you don't have a squad that you created in the squad, you can add it anyway. So click add squad, and then do Commander Luke Skywalker type there.
Then I just add all the characters that I want.
Yeah. Now you've seen it, so you can add all your characters.
Yeah.
Or you can just select down there. You
one.
can select. Yeah, select that. Okay, so boom, now you got it, right? And let's do one that we know we won't have a loadout definition for, because we don't have loadout definitions for every single. So let's create a Night Sister squad, because we know that won't be an LSTB. So do zombie and your typical thousand. No one would actually do this, but this is going to. I just want to show that it's still possible. Let's say you have a combination of 5 that we don't have a definition for.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and add squad.
Oh, that's cool.
So see, it's there, but it says no loadout definition. So what'll happen is it's gonna default to the base, which is up above. So you can select down on the base. You can do Strange's meta or one of your other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just pick one, whatever one you want. Yeah. There you go. And so if you have if you select the definition there on the drop down, then it'll use that one. If it doesn't have one, it's just going to go to your base.
So it's first going to use these ones, and then if there's none available, it will go back to the base one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's a couple ways to do it, right? If you want to get the absolute best results performance, what you would do is you would do one squad at a time. You would do Mon Mothma, you would push it to the game, you'd run your Mon Mothma mission, then you'd come through, do Luke, because then that way they don't have to share mods. Every single squad can use the best set.
Yeah, definitely.
But a lot of people will say, I don't want to keep coming back to HotUtils 5 times. Like, just give me well, I just want to do one modding for the phase. I'll do all my missions and then I'll come back. So that's why in this instance, you're going to do 4 at once. You're not going to get the absolute best per squad, but you'll get you'll get the top, 60 or the top 20 characters worth of mods. Like, click next. And that might be a lot better than what you have in game. Maybe your Mon Mothma mods aren't the best in game.
Oh yeah, I understand. Because if I'm in my Territory Wars mods, this would still be better for territory battles, because I'm focusing on 4 squads instead of my entire Territory Wars lineup. So
yeah.
So let's check out the summary.
So you got a bunch of stuff. You can do advanced and kind of see where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are probably better mods that you have, in the game.
Yeah.
For those characters. I think maybe Fatal does, slower. And then you can click next, and create. Now here people might want to push mods to the game.
Oh yeah.
Instead of creating a loadout, you could. You're not going to do it right now, but the idea would be you can skip the creation. Now, if you do a push mods to game, you have to be aware that it might fail if you don't have enough space or you don't have enough credit.
Yeah.
But the idea with that would be hey, I just want to run. If you could do it for an assault battle, you could do it for LSTV. You just want to mod your 4 or 5 teams, push it to game, run your missions, come back, restore the baseline, which I'll get fixed.
So Thamior, you're asking for a wizard for squads, and you kind of can use the wizard as it is for that. Say that I would want to do LSTB, and I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I would choose to mod for LSTB, then I go to add squad over here, and then there are all of these squads added by all of people that are creating definitions, that are adding them out there globally. So can see here, like, say, I'm not sure what I want to play with, but I know I have Shark Tea, so I search for Shark Tea, and then you can see here all of the definitions that are created with Shark Tea in the squad. And then you go down and you can see here, oh, here's a Bad Batch squad with some with the Bad Batch characters and Shark Tea as well. So then you can select that
you can actually, select and then do the select.
And then you choose Shark Tea as the 5th. And then you create that squad. So in that way, we kind of already have the wizard for squads.